Today we will take a look at the best cameras for vlogging in 2024. If you want to find more information, check out links down below. Before we start, make sure you click subscribe button and like this video. Now let's get started. 5. Sony ZV-E1. The tiny Sony ZV-E1 is the most capable vlogging camera available. The Sony ZV-E1 is Sony's first full-frame interchangeable lens vlogging camera. It has in-body image stabilization, which can be a boon for handheld vlogging, but its size and ergonomics don't lend themselves to shooting in a selfie position. So you'll probably need a tripod grip for handheld shooting. The Sony ZV-E1 comes in two color variants, black and white. The Sony ZV-E1 is the first full-frame camera from Sony dedicated specifically to vlogging and content creation. The Sony ZV-E1 is very portable for a full-frame camera. The Sony ZV-E1 feels incredibly well built. The ergonomics are good, especially if you have smaller hands. The camera has a large vari-angle touchscreen. Unlike many older Sony models, this one includes full touch capability, which is nice to have. The camera's battery life is excellent. 4. Fujifilm X-S20. The Fujifilm X-S20 is a mid-range hybrid mirrorless camera. The Fujifilm X-S20 is great for travel photography. It has a relatively portable and lightweight design that's good for travel, and its battery life is excellent for a mirrorless camera. The Fujifilm X-S20 comes in one color, black. The camera's build quality is great. The screen is fully articulated, with a higher resolution than the display on the Fujifilm X-S10. The menu system is great overall, especially once you get used to it. The Fujifilm X-S20 has an excellent battery life thanks to its new, larger NP-W235 battery. The camera has a 5-axis in-body image stabilization system, which Fujifilm rates for up to 7 stops of stabilization. The Fujifilm X-S20 supports video recording in 6.2K resolution at up to 30 frames per second and 4K or FHD at up to 60 frames per second. You also have the option to shoot DCI 4K in a slightly wider, more cinematic 17:9 aspect ratio. 3. Panasonic Lumix GH7. The Lumix GH7 builds upon a strong series to become one of the most compelling cameras for videographers and hybrid shooters at this price point. New features include Phase Detect autofocus for the first time in the GH series, internal ProRes RAW video up to 5.7K, enhanced subject recognition, and with the optional XLR2 accessory. 32-bit float audio recording. The GH7 shares essentially the same body as the GH6 before it, a satisfyingly chunky camera with a decent grip that feels good in your hands. The GH7 has 2 card slots, one for CF Express Type B and the other for SD. Perhaps the biggest feature improvement in the Lumix GH7 is the addition of a hybrid autofocus system that includes phase detection autofocus, replacing the pure contrast-based autofocus setup of the GH6. In spite of its relatively small size, this sensor delivers excellent quality for both video and stills. 2. Sony ZV-1. The Sony ZV-1 is the best compact vlogging camera you can buy. Its main strength is the combination of a bright 24-70mm f1.8 to 2.8 lens with Sony's real-time tracking and real-time IAF systems. The inclusion of a 3.5mm microphone port means it's relatively easy to add good quality audio to match your videos, while a hot shoe lets you mount accessories like a shotgun. The inclusion of a 3.5mm microphone port means it's relatively easy to add good quality audio to match your videos. This is particularly useful because, while the ZV-1's 3-capsule internal microphone is an improvement over the built-in mics found in the RX100 series and other compact cameras, it still falls short of offering audio that matches the quality of its video. The Sony ZV-E1 is like a Sony RX100 Mark V that's been redesigned for YouTubers. The best new feature is a side-hinged articulating touchscreen. This kind of screen is better than a tilting one for shooting video, because it leaves the top and bottom of the camera free for attaching accessories. 1. DJI Pocket 3. The DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is a wonderful tool for vloggers and content creators. The Pocket 3 features a number of upgrades over its older sibling, seriously improving its handling, interface, and performance, which makes it a much more compelling package for the target market of vloggers and content creators. Build quality is fantastic. The camera body is built from sturdy metal and high-quality plastics, while nicely damped buttons and the large touchscreen give a premium feel. The 2-inch LCD touchscreen replaces the tiny 1-inch screen on the Pocket 2, which was that camera's biggest drawback, leading to a frustrating user experience when shooting, playing video, or changing settings. This mode is also good at detecting faces further away from the lens. The Pocket 3 can shoot in 4K 60p in standard video mode when shooting in horizontal 16:9 orientation, or up to 3K 60p in vertical 16:9, making it a great all-round tool for both standard video or vertical social media content. DJI rates the Pocket 3 for 166 minutes of footage at its lowest resolution and frame rate of 1080p 24p. Using the internal battery, the Pocket 3 recorded 113 minutes of 4K 60p footage.